everyone, welcome to my very belated Taylor Swift Speak Now Taylor's Version album review. The first track on the album is going to be mine. I feel like the original is a solid record and that the re-recording does it justice. And I feel like this is one that doesn't really get the appreciation that it deserves. And so I really enjoyed listening to this one. I feel like it's better than the original actually. And I really love the songwriting on this one particularly, and the bridge really stands out to me on this record. And now on to track 2, Sparks Fly. The instrumentation on this one just does not go as hard as the original does, and I did a point of comparison, and what I noticed is that the original starts off louder and it just gets louder progressively throughout the song, and with the new version it starts off softer and then it crescendos, but it just doesn't really build in the way that I needed to. And I feel like there's a certain intensity that the song has in terms of the lyrical content. The instrumentation is just not matching it there, so that's something that really bothers me. I wish it would have been louder in terms of the instrumentation. And then I will say that the vocals on here are better than the original, but they're not as sharp and intense in terms of the vocal delivery as I personally would like. I love the songwriting on this and just how she describes everything. I think she does it super well. Great songwriter, of course, as we know, so I appreciate that. I love the bridge for this song. Due to those other factors, the original still reigns superior for me. This version is okay. It is something that I will get used to, but it just doesn't live up to what I was hoping. So I just kind of feel disappointed with this recording, if I'm being honest. And now on to track 3, Back to December. I feel like she definitely delivered this one. This was like her first apology song, I believe, and I feel like she's really convincing with the vocals. I like the production, I like the progression of the song. Another re-recording that I think is better than the original, and I feel like with this one it allowed me to appreciate the song overall more. I appreciate the songwriting on here as well as everything else. And now onto track 4, Speak Now the Song. I always said I felt like this song was underrated and it just deserved more appreciation on this particular album and in the discography, and I enjoy the new version. This is just a really fun, chaotic song to listen to. I love her storytelling. I love the progression of the song. I feel like you're on the edge of your seat listening to it. I love the bridge and everything. She says, "There's a silence, there's my last chance. I stand up with shaky hands, all eyes on me." Like, it was serious. The pen was penning. I really love the instrumentation on this and like the intricacies with that. I like the new vocals on this. I will always have a soft spot for the original version just because I like the vocal on that, and I feel like the youth of it just like really adds to the song and everything. But overall, I like the new version of this song. And now on to track 5, Dear John. So I definitely feel like this is one of her best track 5s. I think this is like a 5 or 6 minute long song. Enjoy every single second of it. I feel like she really did a stellar job with the re-recording of this. Really scathing track lyrically, and rightfully so. So many little intricacies in the song that I really do appreciate as well. I like the instrumentation in this new version. I like the lyrics, and I feel like it has just enough grit for me to still really enjoy it, and the intensity is not lost for the original, at least for me. The bridge is one of my favorite parts of the album. She says, "You are an expert at sorry and keeping the lines blurry. Never impressed by me acing your test. All the girls that you've run dry have tired and lifeless eyes cause you've burned them out. But I took your matches before fire could catch me. But don't look now. I'm shining like fireworks over your sad, empty town." I feel like there's just a lot to grab from this song and everything, and I kind of like how she flips it because she's saying the girl in the dress wrote you a song, and then she's revealing, hey, that was actually me. So I feel like this song is a masterclass in storytelling, and I feel like it hits harder with the re-recording, and there's so many situations that you could apply this song to, but I really appreciate it. Now on to track number 6, Me. So this was one of the first Taylor Swift songs that I liked before I consciously paid attention to her music. It was one of her singles, I believe, and I always remember like singing along to this one before I really got into her. Whenever I was younger, I wasn't really into country that much at the time, but this is one that kind of grabbed me. And so I really do like the re-recording. I appreciate the attention to detail that they put in the instrumentation and making sure that they got it right. I like the new vocals and the songwriting as well. And now on to track 7, The Story of Us. So this is going to be one of my favorites off of this new recording. The instrumentation is great. I like everything that was put onto there, and I like the new vocals and the edge that it has to the song. What I'm pleased with is what makes the original so great is not lost on this re-recording, so very thankful for that overall. Love the songwriting on this, another one that you're kind of on the edge of your seat listening to, and the bridge particularly stands out to me just in terms of that. And now on to track 8, Never Grow Up. So this is one that has grown on me over time, but I still never want to listen to this one. It's not a bad song at all. I kind of think just with this album having like so many up-tempo moments and stuff like that, and even with the other ballads, I think that they just edged this one out. I prefer to listen to the songs. Pretty much anytime the song comes up, I'm just gonna skip it. It is what it is. I can appreciate the sentiments of the song, kind of just saying like, don't grow up and everything just because of what the world has to offer, let's cherish this time and all that kind of stuff. And then how she kind of like flips it on its head is really interesting. In terms of lyrics, one that really stands out to me is whenever she says, "I just realized everything I have is someday gonna be gone." So yeah, that is a lot to take in. This entire song is, and I think that it is a good song. Like I said, I just never want to listen to it, but I can respect it. And now to track 9, Enchanted. Love the new version of it. I think that it's exquisite. A lot of people didn't like it though, and I was really shocked by that. I feel like she really did a faithful rendition of it, so I really enjoyed it. it. I like the new vocals on the song, I will say. The instrumentation was great. The songwriting on here is some of the best on the album and in the entire career. It is just something that really pulls you in to listen to it. I mean, in the beginning she's saying, "There I was again tonight, forcing laughter, faking smiles," and then just the entire story and just the way that the song builds, and she's saying, "Please don't be in love with someone else," and just get invested in the song like she is. And I really like the progression of the song and just how everything comes together. I know in the past year the song has got really popular on TikTok and everything, and rightfully so. The recording did not let me down. Really enjoy it. And now onto track number 10, which is going to be Better Than Revenge. These new vocals are great. I really appreciate them. I like that little like run or riff that she added in. It was something that was enjoyable to listen to. I will say I do not like the new lyric change at all on the screen. I'm going to have the old lyric and whatever the new lyric is supposed to be. Have not gotten used to it, will not get used to it. Every time I listen to the song, I'm singing the original lyric in my head, because at this point, just let misogyny win for 3 minutes. If Paramore can go out and perform Misery Business again on tour, then you can leave that original lyric in. Just take the L. I understand that she has changed now and she realizes that, you know, that was wrong and the song in general was wrong and that you can't take somebody else's man and like all these things. But at the same time, I kind of feel like all or nothing. Like, if you're that against it, then don't do it, kind of, you know? I really wanted that lyric in the song and everything because it just does not hit the same at all. Everything else about the song is so great. And so yeah, those are my thoughts in terms of that. I still listen to the song and can still enjoy it. I just do not like the new lyric change whatsoever. And now on to track number 11, Innocent. This is always a skip for me. I'm just never interested in listening to it because of the subject matter. I'm pretty sure this one is about forgiving Kanye West and don't like him for obvious reasons, right? And it just kind of makes me cringe listening to it because the lyric 32 and still growing up now, like, I just do not really care much for this song. I think that it is decently performed enough. I can appreciate the aspects about it, but whenever it's time to listen to it, skip. And that's why the hidden on Spotify feature exists for this song. I just don't really ever listen to it, and that's my thoughts there. Now on to track 12, Haunted. I always loved this song. She really ate with this one. The track that we deserved. I really like the lyrics. I love the instrumentation. I love how it builds and just the grit that is had in terms of the vocal delivery. Always one that has been a really entertaining listen for me. And so the new version did not disappoint in my opinion, especially with the instrumentation. It went really hard in regards to that. And so just really appreciate this record and everything. She's saying, come on, don't leave me like this. I thought I had you figured it out. I have to give her her 10s. Whenever I think about Speak Now, this is one of the first songs that I think of, and rightfully so. That pop, country, rock moment, it just can't be undone. It just can't be undone. I have to appreciate excellence whenever I listen to it, and that's exactly what this song is. And now to track 13, Last Kiss. This one really grew on me over time. I used to not really care for the song at all. It would be a skip, and then I was like, you know what, I should listen to it more. And the more that I've listened to it, I really like it for what it is. Good vocals and production. I feel like the songwriting is some of the best on the album with this one. She's kind of just saying, like, I really didn't know that was going to be it for the relationship. I'm just sitting back and reminiscing on everything that happened and just being sad about it because I didn't know how everything was going to go. I just really appreciate the journey that she takes you through, the specificity in the lyrics and just everything about the song, really. I love the bridge on the song. She says, "So I'll watch your life in pictures like I used to watch you sleep, and I'll feel you forget me like I used to feel you breathe, and I'll keep up with your old friends just to ask them how you are. Hope it's nice where you are." Like, wow, she really devoured with this song. A hidden gem. And now on to track 14, Long Live. I believe that this is something that she wrote for her fans. I can appreciate the song overall, but lately I have been skipping this song like the plague. I just never want to listen to it. I think it's all right in moderation, but I just don't want to listen to the song all the time for whatever reason. Not really sure what that is, but that's my personal opinions. Now on to track number 15, Ours. This song does not get it shine like it should, and what a shame. I always thought that this was a really cute record. I really love the guitars on there. I like the lyrics and everything, and I really like the bridge whenever she says, "I'll fight their doubt and give you faith with this song for you." Just what a nice little moment and everything. And I kind of think that with this one, it's kind of about like a relationship that's not really good for you, and at the time you're kind of putting out like goggles because you don't want to see it, or you haven't really reached that point where you understand it yet. That's kind of what I think she's giving with the song and everything, with all the little details all the way throughout it. But it's always been one that I really enjoyed. I love listening to this one. It always puts me in such a great mood. On to track 16, Superman. Something that I think is really fun to listen to. I like the energy that this new version has. I remember my Taylor Swift playlist, I put this song next to Dancing with Her Hands Tied. It goes so hard. If you've never listened to those songs next to each other, you definitely should. But another one that I think deserves a little bit more appreciation, I will say. Now to the vault tracks. Track number 17 is going to be Electric Touch featuring Fall Out Boy. Like I said, I think it's good until Fall Out Boy comes out, and then I just don't really enjoy it after that. I feel like this song is very much a product of its time as well, and and so it's just not really something that I listen to. I listened to it for a few times, and then every single time at this point I'm going to be skipping it. It is what it is. Track 18 is going to be When Emma Falls in Love. I believe this one is about Emma Stone. I think that this is a nice light record. I can enjoy it. Not really one that I've been particularly reaching for. I feel like this is one that I've also been skipping. Not because it's bad, I just haven't really been in the mood to hear it, but I'm good with it. Now onto track 19, I Can See You. So like I said, this is my favorite vault track on this album. I just think that it's super cool and unique from everything else that's going on here. I love the chorus, the vocal delivery, and the lyrics. There's just something that is really intriguing listening to it. Like I said, the bridge really reminds me of You Belong With Me in terms of the vocal delivery, which I like. Definitely a stand up for me. I like the edge that it has to it. I feel like it's a good song for the summer. Now onto track 20, Castles Crumbling featuring Hayley Williams. So this is another one of my favorite vault tracks. I just feel like it is super interesting to listen to. Great vocals on this. Love the Hayley Williams feature, and that Hayley actually got a little verse to sing on the song. Really thankful for that because I do love Paramore. The new album was great, by the way. I have a reaction to that. I'll put that in the cards right here if you guys would like to check that out. But the lyrical content of the song is really interesting. Kind of like I was saying in my reaction to the vault tracks. It's like I had everything, it all went to hell. I'm really struggling dealing with that. And how are people going to view me now, and how do I view myself, and just the inner conflict and turmoil that kind of represents that. So I think that's a really interesting concept for a song. Like I said, she kind of talked about this on like Nothing New and This Is Me Trying, and so the fact that she's able to talk about the same concept 3 kind of different ways is really interesting to me. I like what's going on in lyrical content there. People said it was kind of giving 2016 vibes and everything that happened there, which I could definitely see, but a highlight for me for sure. Now to track number 21, Foolish One. I think that this is a decent record. I really appreciate the lyrical sentiment. She's basically just saying, do not put too much effort into this person, don't worry too much over this person who does not really seem to reciprocate that energy, and also just seems to not have your best interests at heart, and you guys want two completely different things. Like, don't like let yourself get locked into that too much, and just don't accept less than you deserve. So I can really appreciate that, and just the insight and the wisdom that she's providing on the track, like the vocals and the production as well. And now on to track 22, the final track on this, which is going to be Timeless. This is giving Fearless Reject tease. I basically never listened to this one. I can appreciate it for what it is. I just never want to listen to it, and those are my thoughts there. And now on to my overall thoughts on this album. So in regards to Speak Now just at large, it's always been a record that I've appreciated in his discography, one that I felt like was very underrated. The original actually came out on my birthday, October 25th, so we do love to see it. But I really appreciate the country rock blend that it has, and kind of how she flirts in between the both of them, and that she leans more on the rock side. So that's something that I always really loved about it, and also the fact that she wrote all the songs in it. I feel like it genuinely does not get the appreciation in her discography that it deserves. So those are kind of my thoughts on it at large. My thoughts on this new version basically does not have the same edge or angst to it in the vocal delivery as the original does, and I feel like that is really fundamental for a lot of these songs, and you know, that is to be expected. She's older now, she's been through more things, she's not at the same place that she was whenever she recorded this, like 19, 20 years old. I completely understand that and everything, but that is half of what made the original song so great, is that you can just really feel that and everything. So while the vocals are better overall, the vocal delivery is just not as sharp as I would like I've stated, and again with the instrumentation just does not go as hard 9 times out of 10 like I would want. So whenever I feel like the vocals are just not matching that grit that I want, and same for the instrumentation, I feel like that's why some of these songs just fall flat to me like a sparse fly. Like I said, new version is okay, I will get used to it, but the original is just superior in my personal opinion. Sometimes the vocals will be exactly where I need in terms of like the grit, the intensity, the angst, and all that kind of stuff, but the instrumentation is not matching up, and vice versa. So that's why some of these songs are gonna fall short. So with those reasons, that's why I don't think that this album is unequivocally better than the original, like Red and like Fearless. There are some songs that I think are better, but as a package, like I listen to some of these songs and I'm just wanting more in one area or another. I think with Fearless, it was easy to master because she was so young and everything. I think the instrumentation is kind of complex, but not as complex as like her other stuff. And then with Red, I thought that she would have had more trouble mastering that and everything, just with the instrumentation and stuff like that, and like We Are Never Getting Back Together. The original is better. They have that whole we thing that people talk about. It doesn't really bother me as much, but I get what people are talking about and everything. But I feel like she just mastered those in a way that she didn't for this. But with that being said, I do support the Taylor's versions of her albums, so I'm still going to listen to this one. This album hasn't really stayed in my rotation like I was hoping it was. It kind of just like fell out of there, but I still enjoy it for what it is. I still think it's an underrated album in her discography, so I will say that. I really like the new album cover as well. I can appreciate the effort that she put into with the release of this and everything. Those are my overall thoughts on Speak Now, Taylor's version, and yeah, I had just other stuff that came up, which is why I wasn't able to get to this. It really fell by the wayside, but I was like, I need to write out this video and everything, so I wrote this down and here I am today. So sorry for it being late. I'm usually a lot more punctual on album reviews and stuff like that. Hopefully I'll be a lot more punctual on my review for 1989 Taylor's version, because that is one of my favorite Taylor Swift albums and everything. But better late than never, right? So I figured I might as well record this anyways. But that's gonna be it for my thoughts on Speak Now Taylor's version. Let me know what you guys are thinking down below in the comments. What are your favorite tracks on this album? Do you agree with my opinions? Do you disagree? Let me know all that down below in the comments. If you want to see more videos on Taylor Swift, I'll have a card on the screen right here to where you can go to. It'll be at the end of this video and link down below in the description. That's gonna be it for this video. Thanks so much for watching. You enjoy it, like it. You can also subscribe for more videos like this. If you hit the bell, you get a notification when I post. You're not missing brand new videos come out. First link down below in the description is gonna be my second channel. I'm also gonna have my Twitter, Instagram, Spotify, TikTok if you guys like to follow me, and links to stream this album, and lastly links to educate you guys on point situations. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one.